Hi everyone, my name's Bree, and I'm just gonna kind of go over the basic mechanics of the masks that I've been making to donate and for my friends and family. So, to start out with, um, I'll kind of go over the steps and give you a few pointers. First, you'll cut the wire that you'll use at the nose to 3.5 inches. And then you want to take the ends and turn them over and crimp them down pretty hard so that you have kind of a finished end rather than a sharp spot where you just cut it. You can use a pair of needle nose pliers to do this, and I'm using jeweler's wire for mine. Okay, so just a disclaimer about the following clips. Most of these were filmed at different points in time, so you'll see different materials used in each of the clips because it's different sets of masks that I was doing. And on the one that is green and gold, I do realize that I'm putting the gold the wrong side out, but that's because I figured nobody wants that on their face. So, just a warning for anyone who notices those things while you're watching the rest. Now, you'll measure out the main body of the mask. It'll be 9 inches by about 14 to 15 inches. And then that's folded in half so that each side, inner and outer, is 9 inches by about 7.5 inches. Then you'll press the main fold and fold the short ends down for hemming so that it's easier to keep the shape and find where you need to sew. Now, once you've got that ironed down, you can hem with a straight stitch one end of the main body so that it's a nice clean edge. Now, on the other end of the main body, you'll create kind of a pocket for the nose wire to go in. So, straight stitch on each end of the 3.5 inches you need for the wire to be able to snug into that pocket, just so that once it's zigzagged into place, it won't shift along that line. Next, you will want to zigzag the nose wire into your pocket. I go back and forth over where the nose wire is. So I zigzag up to the pocket. I make sure that I center the nose wire under the foot, go over it, then back up to where it began, and then move forward again and finish zigzagging until the end. Now, at all of these steps, if you will daisy chain them together, it can save you thread if you're batching these. If you are using a bias tape maker, you can cut your ties to 1.5 inches or 2 inches depending on what bias tape maker you're using. And then lengthwise, you'll want them to be anywhere from 16 to 20 inches depending on your preference. Now, the ties can be fed through the bias tape maker, and then if you want to skip ironing steps, you can actually feed it directly into a bias tape foot in order to reduce your number of steps and time. And then here again, you can also daisy chain them together. So what I was doing was I was just feeding it through. It gets it to be mostly folded, and then I just fold it over in half and sew it in half, and just keep feeding a bit at a time until I finish the whole tie. And then when it's time for the next tie, I just go ahead and actually attach it to the end of the next one so that they're daisy chained together and there's only a little bit of thread in between them, so I'm not wasting as much thread. Now you want to place the ties in each of the corners of the main body of the mask. So I start from the corner where the cloth is folded over and snug it into that corner. I stitch over it, back stitch, and then stitch forward using a straight stitch until it's about time to place the next tie. And then I put the next tie in place and stitch over it, back stitch, and stitch forward again to finish that side. Here again, you can daisy chain each of the pieces, one side at a time, and then flip them over and do the other side, daisy chaining the whole way. And that way you are securely placing the ties because they're back stitched into place. Now, once you finish that, you can actually flip them right side out and then kind of press the edges so that they're nice and flat. Okay, now there's a lot of confusion about how to get the pleats. One thing that I saw online that can be nice is if you iron the main body first, folding it in half. I forget who I saw do this, but you fold it in half first and iron, and then you open it back up and you fold each end towards the original fold, and then you iron again. This gives you a quarter split, and this can help place pleats. You don't have to do this, and you're certainly welcome to try it and see if it works for you, though. You can either pin or clip your pleats in place. Some people do it by measuring. Some people are just folding wherever. I try to make sure that the top of one pleat does not overlap with the bottom of the next pleat in the back, so that they're actually not extra layers, so that when you go to try and sew through it, it's not as many layers to sew through at once. This is one of my earlier masks, so it's a little messy. My later masks are a little more clean. So now the finished product has the nose wire sewn in and the pleats placed. The ties are secure and make it very versatile to just about any face. It also has the filter pocket, and so you can actually put in whatever kind of filter you want. I hope this helps everybody out. Thank you for watching.